Hello, ladies and gentlemen, Your Excellencies. What an absolute pleasure to be here at the World Aviation Festival 2024. Please do come on down, take your seats. There's lots at the front here, so you get the best seats in the house as we welcome to the stage for our first keynote interview, Ayman Aboabah, CEO of Riyadh Airports. Please take a seat. So, for our first session this morning, we're going to be exploring strategic alliances which will amplify international cohesion and foster innovation. So before we get down to business with the questioning, I would just love to once again welcome you, Ayman, to the stage. And if you could please just give us a brief overview of your role within your company.
Okay. Thank you very much for having me today and give the opportunity to Riyadh Airport to be in this global event. And I believe, inshallah, that we will do our best to be valuable and to add value to the people and to have a fruitful output, inshallah, today. I am Ayman Aboabah, the CEO of Riyadh Airport. Riyadh Airport was established 7 years back as the first privatization initiative for operation for airport operation in Saudi Arabia. We were operated by the government body, the regulator, or the General Authority of Aviation in Saudi Arabia. Meanwhile, we go toward Vision 2030. So we start to privatize the operation and to split the operation from the regulation, and that was an initiative have been started 10 years back when we have the Vision 2030. So having that, Riyadh Airport was the first pioneer, a privatized entity to operate the capital airport, and it took the name of Riyadh Airports and start operating the capital airport in Saudi Arabia. Having said that, myself, I work in Riyadh as Chief Operation Officer for the operation sector for a while. Then I have been assigned to be a CEO for Jeddah Airports. Then I've been back to Riyadh, to my home, to Riyadh, to be a CEO for Riyadh Airports. With that, different experience and working from Riyadh to Jeddah to give more experience that worth more valuable added to the country, to the airport, to the aviation operation. And I hope, inshallah, that with my team that they work cooperatively and collectively as a one team to drive that operation to the best optimize operation in globally, competing globally, as this is the aim of splitting the operation out of the regulation.
Well, such a wealth of experience, and we're very honored to have you with us today. Can you begin by giving us a brief overview of the key transformations that we are seeing within the aviation industry today?
Well, the key transformation in the aviation in Saudi Arabia started by the brilliant vision of a 2030 that toward best optimization of the facility and the asset in the whole country. And the aviation is part of that vision. So we have the national strategy of transportation that comes from the vision. Then we have the national strategy of aviation that comes from the transportation strategy. Then we build up our strategy as a company. Having said that, that we set a clear target that we need to go for profitability. We're not anymore public services. When you have the public transportation, it becomes public services that's subsidized by the government. Nowadays, we stand as full profitable organization with better quality, with better profitability, and with clear milestone that have been achieved in the operational level, in the passenger experience level, and etc.
Well, you mentioned that passenger experience is really a core component for everything that you are doing at Riyadh Airports. How can the airports maintain and enhance that quality of service?
I believe in Riyadh Airport, we've been lucky with a great team that they work in several dimensions. So we work in the international dimension, having the right partnership with the International Institute, maintaining and measuring the passenger experience like Skytrax, ACI, and etc. Then that's a track that we work it with the International Institute to ensure that we have the right component and the right directions toward the best passenger experience competing globally. Then we work nationally with the General Aviation Authority with their program of quality, which is SQS, and we ensure that we address all that program target and elements to ensure that we are competing globally and nationally as well. So having those two dimensions give us the third dimension that we build it up internally. That's our strategy team, thankfully, and I'm going to thank my colleague, Mr. Abdullah, and his team for that great effort. They build a bridge program. That bridge program is looking to bridge whatever it takes to have the best ultimate passenger experience within the competition of national and international level to ensure that we are bridging whatever gaps that's in place or to build up whatever it takes to compete up to that level. Have mentioning all of that, and I believe bridge program are working in two dimensions, the international level and the national level, to address all of that. Comes from the operational need, because that bridge program work with different stakeholder, internal stakeholder, which is the operation, the commercial, the security, the safety, and etc. And internal stakeholder from the airport level, which is the more than 37 stakeholder, main stakeholder from a government, from a private sector, from other entities that you need to address their needs, their concern, their aim, their passionate, their target, their goals, etc. Then having that, we work in addition to that, our bridge program to see where are we going. So I think we look like someone is riding a horse. He knows where he is heading, maintaining the horse, running within the path.
Well, I wanted to point out as well, I mean, your performance ratings have been fantastic. You've been, I believe, competing in the top 5 consecutively. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Why? How are you doing that?
Yeah, that's a statistic have been done by an independent institute. Serum, I think they are here today, and we met them, yesterday, and they say thank you for highlighting the performance that we have been done down the road in the ground. Riyadh Airport have been, maintained to compete up to the top 5 since more than 1 year. Since January until today, we're competing in the top 3. We hit the first or the best operating or OTP twice in a row in May and June, and we're just maintaining the second level. So my point here, this is give you the indication that reflect what have been done so far internally, because we work in the operation for best optimization and utilization for the slots. So we have the smart slot management, not only slot management. And we select the right partner internally to work with them toward best optimization from ground handler, from an airline, from others. Second, the right connectivity growth program that you have it with the right partner. So we carefully select the new airline, the new destination after the right evaluation. That's airline are one of the good airline that can fit with my performance. So even the airline is measured before being enrolled or secured for a new slot. If we have another destination that we need to add it to our destination bank, you need to look at that destination. Are this destination in a good level of performance? Because the destination performance impacting my performance. If they delay a flight, it's going to be delaying my schedule. If they cancel a flight, it's going to be canceling my schedule. And this is not work. How does it look like? So selecting the right partner, doing the right planning, best optimization and utilization, and have the right growth plan and expansion plan carefully, smartly.
Well, that's the business plan sorted, but let's go back to the passengers and customer expectations, because that is so important and integral to everything that is happening within the business. How, can you ensure the experience is distinguished and seamless for those passengers?
Okay, I think, that's touch another thing related to the passenger journey from his home to his destination, back to his home. So what we have been done so far in Riyadh today, as we are speaking, I could assure you that the international passenger, they have touchless, seamless, zero human intervention for their passenger journey, except for the security aspect because it required physical inspection. But the remain is almost touchless. So when you come to Saudi Arabia and you want to travel, all what you need to come is to have your boarding pass in your mobile. Then you go for baggage drop area, you drop it, you take your tag, you don't talk to anyone, you go for the I-validate, then you finalize your authentication that you have a flight with no one, scanning your barcode, then you move forward to the e-pass, which is the immigration point that does not have anyone. All what you need is to show your face, and it will tell you, scan your passport or give me your biometric, one of them. If you've done that, you're done. You don't need to stamp anything. Then you pass just through the security, point. Then you move forward toward the gate. So that's a very seamless. Practically is done in Riyadh. That's what makes it very distinguished. And we're trying to build more and more that you don't need even to present your documentation by the facial recognition, by other biometrics that makes your journey just a walking enjoyable.
You talk there about the innovation and the technology, but you are a true believer in that. It's not necessarily the best technology, but you need to make sure that you have the right technology that is applicable to your particular business, yes?
Yeah, and that's what we have been discussed, offline. And I'm proud to tell that I'm not after state of the art. I'm not after the best technology in the world. I'm after the best fit technology that's serve me and meet my needs. So sometimes we find a lot of, entities, they brought in a new challenge by introducing new technology, maintaining the new technology requirement to be distinguished. So they deviate from their track. No, and I have my clear track. I have my clear path. So your technology must match what I have or develop it to the next level. So if this technology is not taking me, elevating me to the next level of a passenger experience, of a seamless journey with better experience, it's not fit. I'm not seeking for the latest state of the art. I'm seeking for the best fit technology, serve my purposes, or the new technology that took me to the second level. Not a technology that I want to maintain in order to ensure that I have that technology in my premise. So that's our actually direction.
Fantastic. I'm going to touch now on, we've only got a few minutes left on the clock, but green technology, which is very important to the industry. Tell me how you're faring in the region. I believe you're at ACA 3 shooting for ACA 5.
Sure.
Tell me how you're doing that and what you are employing to make sure, you're meeting sustainability goals and those green initiative goals.
So before we're talking about the accreditation of the carbon emission and the certificate that have been obtained according to the ACI, let me talk about what we have been done so far internally. I think we have several initiatives, and part of it is a bridge initiative toward green field and green technology. So when I said green field and green technology, that we go green as much as we can. So all the machinery today are moving to be converted, and we start convert several machinery to be electric machinery. So having that, that's not saving the power, because indirectly you need to produce the electricity somewhere else by burning fuel, but not in my premise. So in my premise, I'm reducing the carbon emission. So the point here, toward, moving the machinery to electric machinery, so I'm reducing the carbon emission in my premise. In addition to that, I'm moving to have green technology. So as much as we can, we move whatever machinery or automation to use clean energy. And I think we will talk about that in detail. I think we have another session that we will talk about that in detail, about the, sustainable aviation fuel and the requirement for that, because I'm not going to talk about the renewable energy and the alternatives and what we have today. It's not the time, but to be honest with you, going green is not an easy job, because it's required a lot of effort and a collaboration with a stakeholder like the ground handler, like the airlines and the other stakeholder that they work with you in the aerodrome, which is very critical, and it's not an easy to have a certificate for that machinery from the regulator. Having said that, our team work collaboratively with ACI, and we achieve the ACA 1, ACA 2, and ACA 3 in less than 2 years. Nowadays, we have already signed an agreement with the ACI to have their support in order to to meet the completion of ACA 5. And I expect, inshallah, within the upcoming 18 months, 24 months maximum, we will be ACA 5 certified.
Well, we'll all be watching. And with that, we are just out of time. So ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together and give a big round of applause for Mr. Ayman Aboabah, CEO of Riyadh Airports.